It's been 89 years. Okay, really, it's only been like, what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 myths that people seem to have about what we do. Historical costuming creators and costumers, etc. But mostly I'm going to focus on historical costuming because that's what I've been doing this whole time so far, and my experiences with this community. But more so like what outside people think about us is really interesting, so let's get into it. So I wrote them down so I remember. Number 1, we make things perfectly. Nope. For some things, not even close. Even the Instagram pictures that you see, there's stuff that's not right. Not right at all. And I don't even mean we're not going to be talking about historical accuracy trolls. I'm sorry, I don't do that. We're not talking about historical accuracy. There's a lot of things that people do not think about when they think about historical accuracy. You're not going out and making your own linen. So let's just stop there. We're not talking about that, okay? I'm just saying we see them in the pictures, we see them in the videos, we're like, oh, and I don't want to do that anymore. Holy cow, we're just trying to do this for fun. So, no, definitely not perfect. Some of us have been doing this a lot, just because we're obsessive humans. I would say don't mistake someone doing lots and lots of sewing for 25 years as perfection. It's just a different skill level, if you want to call it that. I don't really love this idea of I'm better than you because I can sew a stitch this small. No. None of us are perfect. Not even close. 2, this number 2 kind of plays into the first one, which is that everything is like Instagram in our real lives. Excuse me while I'm saying, no. Definitely not. I could turn the camera sideways 2 inches and you would see the ungodly mess that still exists in this room despite the fact that I've cleaned it once. I don't know why I thought that would somehow make it stay that way. No, our lives are not like Instagram. We aren't jetting off to these beautiful places and hanging out with our friends constantly. A lot of us are actually really introverted and weird. And we're all kind of parallel making things and hoping that eventually we'll all just sort of get smushed together into some kind of event. I feel that's the best description of what this is, really. We don't all have photographers. A lot of people have partners who are photographers. There's not big money going into this or anything. This isn't some fabulous lifestyle. It's what we do in our free time, and maybe one person has made it into a full-time job, but no. Not at all. I have 2 kids. I'm trying to, do my lace business and everything, but primarily, I don't have the time because I'm chasing after my children constantly. No. There's a lot more. I think I finally came up with the word for what I feel when I'm trying to do this, but I'm nervous, and it's happy nervous. So I think it's called nerpy. Number 3, we're all in it for the fame. I can't even say that one. What fame? I love you, all of you, 600 people. You're my salty possums. I'm not famous. I would say most people in this are not famous. You get a couple of people who get a feature in a magazine every once in a while, and we're all oh my gosh, they noticed us. I would say that most of us are doing this because we legitimately are geeks. We are legitimately just geeking out over all of this information and how we can make it. And I don't know for other people, but for me the tactile part of it is just really so cool. Makes me feel really good. So this idea that people are doing this for clout and followers is just what clout? Nobody listens to me, by the way. Nobody. I'm just out here doing my thing. There's one person, and we all know her name. And that person, magically, millions of people looking at her life constantly, which I can imagine is probably not very comfortable. I'm kind of wondering what would happen if all of us introverts magically started getting all this attention. I don't think we would know what to do with it exactly. I mean, it would be nice to get paid. Like, it would be nice to get paid for making this content and for all of the work that we put into it. I mean, if I wanted to be famous, like, I could literally play Minecraft for 5 minutes and record it, and it would get like millions of subscribers. Like, my son is like heavy into Minecraft and he watches YouTubers all the time, and I'm always like, it's mind-boggling how many followers and subscribers that they have and they get on the daily, and every once in a while I look at the analytics and I just can't because it's so depressing. So yeah, if I really wanted to do this for the fame, I don't think I'd be doing historical costuming. And I think I kind of like the fact that, like, our content is very much for other people who do this. Number 4, that we're all white women. This is not true at all. No. Oh my gosh, first of all, the algorithm is lying to you, okay? If you're on Instagram and all you're seeing is white women, then you need to change what you're looking at. You need to find BIPOC creators. You need to find AAPI creators. You need to find SWANA creators. You need to tell the algorithm that you want to see more than just white women. There are so many good ones out there. Oh my gosh, so many good ones. Like, and men do this too. Like, they don't get enough credit for it, but men do this too. So there's so many, this community is so much richer than what an algorithm is gonna show you. Like, seriously, there is so much more diversity, intersections, and like that stuff. Like, I'm getting chills right now. I'm getting chills. Yes, I'm autistic. This is a stim. But like, I this stuff is part of why I'm here, you know? Like, I want everybody to know that there's more than just that. And that's what history has written for us before. And like, there's so much more interesting information out there from diverse creators. So like, I'm gonna give you a couple of hashtags that you can look for. BIPOC costumers, BIPOC reenactors, inclusive costuming. Look up Costuming in Color, the channel Costuming in Color. They interview tons of people. I can't even go through like the full list of people. Like, Time Traveling Native is great, Maya Grace is great, Pecco the Stoic, Fresh Frippery, Sci-Fi Cheer Girl. Like, there's a million. Like, there's so much more than like the narrow thing you're getting when YouTube's like, hey, want to see more white people? So I encourage you to go find that, because so many people are doing incredible work and they deserve to be recognized. We're all trying to tell stories that aren't told yet. And that's so important. And it's actually more interesting, honestly. The 5th myth is that we're constantly making things and we're constantly putting something out every single day and people sew really fast. And I would say that that's definitely not true. We're all going through the same things that you are, and we're all dealing with various forms of motivation paralysis at various times. And I personally have been starting to feel really bad about it just because of the fact that like I'm just not doing as much as I used to. I think that we're all collectively also going through having to come to terms with the intensity of our current times. And so, no, we're not just like sewing a dress a day. Maybe some people are. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Like, even with the sewing machine, I really don't think so. I'm assuming that a lot of people have things that they've made and they've like planned it out over a long period of time. But like, no, I don't think there's a creator right now who's like just making tons of content constantly. I'm personally just trying to remind myself that like laziness is a myth. It's actually a myth that was constructed by society to shame marginalized people and people who weren't trying to go into space with billions of dollars into doing what they wanted, even though it wasn't the best for them. So I just want to say this at the end, that like, if you personally are feeling this way, like if you're a costumer and you are thinking like, I see all of these people, they're constantly making things, what's wrong with me? Why am I not productive? I think we need to think about this more in terms of, well, what are you dealing with? Because there's a bunch of systemic crap out there right now, and always has been. It's often not addressed or even acknowledged. Give yourself some grace. You know, this has been hard for a lot of people for various different reasons. Just because you can't somehow get yourself to be a superhero does not make you a bad person. It doesn't make you an invalid person. Rest is productive. If you're feeding yourself other things, like if you're educating yourself instead, if you can't get off your porch but you're listening to BIPOC voices, if you're trying to find creators that you want to support and you pay to their Ko-Fi like $3, buy them some coffee. There are always things that we can do. They may not be what we, you know, these lofty goals of huge things that we can make, but they're still exceptionally valid. Working on yourself is huge. It's a huge thing. No, we're not. Like myth number 5, we're definitely not making things constantly, and we're also existing in this world where we're trying to grapple with how we can bring this community forward into a place that's more inclusive and tells more of the story and acknowledges the struggles of people who often do not get acknowledged. And we're trying to figure out the best way to do that. If that takes a little extra time, then I think it's 100% worth it. That's it for our 5 myths, and until next time, my salty possums, have a nerpy day? I don't know. Bye.